Have you ever tried to cook a gourmet meal with IKEA instructions? The recipe's solid, your effort's real, but the result, nah. Because soul problems need soul-aligned tools, and most people are applying personality hacks to what's actually a field distortion. Welcome, welcome, welcome to This Spiritual Thing. I'm Elsa Thomas, the frequency architect and the translator of the woo-woo into frameworks that actually work. And this week, we're diving into one of the most overused and least understood spiritual terms, dimensions. What's 4D, 5D, 6D? Let's make it make sense. Dimensions aren't levels of better or higher. They are perspectives of consciousness. It is not a location. Like different facets of a diamond, each one has its own rules. If you're watching this, you most likely live in the third dimension or fourth dimension, and maybe even fifth. This could be willingness, open to possibilities, reason, or joy. So you try to fix problems from that space. But when you mismatch the dimension of the problem with the dimension of the solution, what do you get? Friction, conflicts, confusion, or sometimes temporary change. As you expand into additional dimensions or broader perspectives, you become more at cause, and your life starts to flow with joy and beauty and not hustle. Let's ground this. So today we're zooming in on the most immediate and practical way dimensions show up in your life through the lens of your emotional and mental bodies. The I swear nothing's wrong, I'm totally fine. Or why am I randomly crying in the parking lot? Think of it like this. Each dimension is a perspective, a vibrational attitude shaping how you interpret, feel, respond, or react to life. It's not about right or wrong. It's about resonance. Now, here's a map that breaks it down, but don't worry, we're not going full GPS. And instead of walking through every row, let me walk you through a few moments of me. At fourth dimensional, I was in deep spin cycle, buying all the courses, needing external proof that I was doing it right, wanting to be not left behind. My belief at the time, if I feel it or think it, it must be true. Spoiler alert, not everything that I felt or thought was a download. Some of it was just blood sugar. Then I grew into fifth dimension. The belief softened. Let me ask a part of me that already knows. I started noticing new possibilities. Compassion showed up, not just for others, but also for my old self. Less judgment, more curiosity. I could feel my soul tapping my shoulder, saying, "Hey, babe, you ready to stop fighting with life yet?" Enter sixth dimension, game changer. I stopped chasing. I stopped pushing. I started attracting aligned people, aligned opportunities, aligned timing. This is the first dimension to consistent manifestation. The belief alignment leads the way, not hustle, not pressure, not another funnel building webinar, no offense. And today, I dance with the 14th dimension. And before you roll your eyes, I don't teleport, at least not yet. It's not about doing or being anymore. It's about living from a place of joy, beauty, flow, and coherence, even on the hard days, especially on the hard days. The belief, I am. And from that, all else moves and flow. And this is why dimensional awareness matters. And here's the thing most people miss. You will move through many dimensions in a single day. You might wake up feeling 7-dimensional flow, and by lunch, you're in 3-dimensional, I need to fix this now mode. It's normal. But the one that runs the show, the dimension that determines your patterns, reactions, and your default setting, It's the one you fall back to when stuff hits the fan. That's the one worth upgrading. You might have a six-dimensional distortion like a flow. So you biohack, you hustle, you overthink, you push through using three-dimensional personality tools, but nothing sticks. Why? Because the solution lives in a different place. Sorry, different dimension. Imagine dimensions are like different rooms in the same house. Each room has a different vibe, purpose, and perspective. The kitchen, that's three-dimension. Everything's urgent. You're cooking, cleaning, keeping people alive. It's the doing room. If I don't fix it now, something's gonna burn. The living room is the fifth dimension. You finally sit down, you exhale, you start listening to others and to yourself. Let me ask the part of me that already knows. The sixth dimensional, that's the creative room. What wants to be created through me? This is the place where alignment replaces hustle. You follow sparks. Synchronies without you even asking shows up. The ninth dimensional, that's the architect's studio. Here you design the whole home differently because your outer structure, wealth, relationships, health match. Finally align your inner blueprint. The theme, let's build a more coherent way. Now, you may visit all the rooms, but your default room during a storm, that's your primary operating system. That's the one we're talking about. You are multidimensional always, but your default reality is shaped by the dimension you primarily operate from. It's not about being better, it's about being more coherent. So instead of asking who's right or you're wrong, or why am I triggered, ask, what kind of container would allow both of us to be right? How can I hold more perspectives and still honor myself? That's dimensional mastery. It's expanding your field until it can hold more coherence. This week, think of a major challenge in your life. Ask, what container could hold both perspectives without collapse? And sometimes it's not about solving, it's just about holding space. If you want to play more, sit still and ask, show me what it feels like to think, to feel, to act from the sixth dimension, and then listen. Zero force required. Let the field show you. You don't need to be right. Work on your field that can hold both or more possibilities for you, for them, and for the moment that's asking you to evolve. That's dimension. That's you being at cause. Next week, we're shifting gears from dimensions to design. We're breaking down the four core bodies you operate from every day: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Think of it as Know Thyself, the Field Manual. Practical, grounded, and hopefully fun. Remember, whatever you do, keep streaming your soul in high definition. You matter, you got this. And this universe, totally subscribe to your channel. Ciao for now.